Hey friends, how's it going? Got another Neon Revolt blog for you, article. I love this. I love this guy. I really do. He puts out the best stuff out there. In my honest opinion, in my humble opinion, if you've never been to neonrevolt.com, please go there. Um, he will steer you in the right direction. He touches on things that a lot of people don't touch on. He's very intelligent. Um, so yeah, any of you guys that follow me, I'm sending all foot traffic to neonrevolt.com. Please go check out all of his stuff. It's really, really good. This was published on May 15th, which was 2 days ago, and it's the Double Agent, the Punisher, the Filmmaker, and a whole lot of bodies. New QAnon, Great Awakening. So let's go ahead and jump into this. If you're new to this channel, please click the blue bell to get notifications. I have been shadow banned. Some people say that I haven't been, but the majority still do, and I'm the one doing this, so I do see it. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. This one's extremely interesting. It touches a lot on Pizzagate, Pedogate, the Standard Hotel, Nexium sex cult, a whole lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and hop into it. This is true reporting. Okay, so he says Q is back with an update on everyone's favorite double agent, Navy SEAL Eric Prince. What does Eric Prince know about the actual content on Wiener's laptop? I've heard it's damning. Let Eric speak. So Q says, who knows where the bodies are buried? Reread, who knows where? Rudy, now comes the pain. Q posted 2 really odd-sized screenshots in his latest post. I'm not joking. One is gigantic and the other one was a screenshot for ants. Kidding, kidding, come on. So I took the liberty of replacing the latter and resizing the former. Navy SEAL Eric Prince. Who, what is not pictured? Eric Prince, think double. So that was on April 8th. And then we see on November 24th, who knows where the bodies are buried? Yeah, Michael Flynn Jr. What does Eric Prince know about the actual content on Wiener's laptop? I've heard it's damning. Let Eric speak. Go back to my article for the older drops. Eric Prince and listen to the video inside. Notable Anon chatter on 4/12/18. I haven't done this before, but there are some blisteringly smart Anons out there, so I wanted to take some time to highlight their posts. Don't try to follow the IDs or anything, just follow the flow of the conversation. And here's the audio from former Blackwater executive confirmed our guy Eric Prince. Then read about Eric Prince in this post. It says location for the reference so you can see the proximity to Turkey clearly. The military contractors, formerly known as Blackwater, aka XE, but think double. Eric Prince is a double agent. Total white hat, and the media is trying to drag him through the mud. Blackwater worked with McCain and captured all his treason on film. And we see these pictures here. Right here, we see this one and that one. This one. All of these is garbage. Such garbage. So we'll scroll back down and get to it. Q posted, who really will go down here. So it says Q already confirmed that Prince was a double agent back on April 8th, which is a detail that makes me wonder about my McCain theory earlier today, but we'll sort that out soon enough, and I'll be right or I'll be wrong, or potentially I'll be close. So Rudy is bringing the pain. How do I know this? And Anon made this very clear this evening. The Punisher is an Italian American who fought the mob in New York City. Cough, Rudy Giuliani, cough. I'm a little ashamed to say I didn't come up with the connection myself because I was a longtime fan of The Punisher, but I'm glad the connection has been made. So they divided, we conquered. Trust the plan. Let's figure this out and move on. QAnon 513-218. QAnon update 513-218. Trust the plan. Republished. Let's get this straight and move on. QAnon update 513. Trust the plan. Republished. Let's get this straight and move on. Where we go one, we go all. Release the text if you like my channel. Alright, so, hey Barb, Project 2x2. You know Bruce, right? Congratulate him for getting featured. But yeah, Q is basically endorsing the idea that monetization is fair game, right? The worker is worth his wages, correct. Uspering is something entirely different and not to be tolerated. Usurping is something that entirely different and not to be tolerated. With that in mind, wouldn't you just look incredibly smart, sophisticated, impressive in one of my QAnon t-shirts? I just released a new one and it's on sale as of this writing, so go check it out on the sidebar. Then we see the Q post of Pain Coming. Rudy the Punisher. I love it. Mac was arrested. Allison Mack was arrested on 420. Q already confirmed she was squealing, revealing names, including, and I think I missed this detail before, what looks like NXIVM's providing Obama with the 10-year-old Wendy Maggie Nixon, and how Adam Schiff helped run these children through the Standard Hotel. We see the post. I'm not going to read it aloud because I've seen all this. You have too, I'm sure. So check it out. All right. New York Attorney General Schneiderman resigned on May 7th, giving that a 17-day delta amid sexual abuse allegations, including New York Attorney General Schneiderman resigns amid physical abuse allegations. The anti-Weinstein crusader apparently had some problems of his own. And then there's this. Ex-Schneiderman called me his brown slave, which slapped me until I called him master. State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman called his Sri Lankan girlfriend brown slave and wanted her to refer to him as master, the woman says. I should have put this together earlier too, and maybe I'm just not firing on all cylinders, but here it is now. Authorities said Rainier, who is known as a vanguard in the organization, formed a secretive group within NXIVM that had women join a slave master club called Dominus Obsequious Sororium, which translates to master over the slave women. Does A.G. Schneiderman sound like he was trying to create a DOS relationship? More. DOS member, true meanings of DOS is Dominus. Obsequious Sororium, a DOS member contacted me to clarify something about the secret society. What has not been reported, she claims, is what DOS really stands for. She said DOS is an acronym for Dominus Obsequious Sororium. The DOS program was the reason the women were branded in the first place. Allison Mack put slaves on starvation diet and kept them sleep deprived. As reported previously, alleged cult leader Keith Rainier, now in custody as federal prisoner, and actress Allison Mack founded a secret woman's group. But getting back to Q says eyes wide open. Eyes Wide Open is a reference to the old Pizzagate investigation breads on the Chans, long before the QAnon breads, and the name itself is a reference to Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut, which famously featured elites in mass performing in all kinds of orgy sex rituals. Don't worry, I'm not going to post that clip, but there is some relative minor nudity featured in this clip prior to the scene I want you to see. Skip to 30 seconds if you want to avoid that stuff. Remind you of anything? So we'll watch it. So skip to 30 seconds. Dear God. Remind you of anything? Boom. Boom. God, these are so freaking creepy. And really, one of the things Kubrick was trying to do with his film and others was reveal secrets about the Cabal, to which he was privy as an elite artist at the time when no one else was really knew what was going on to a worldwide audience. He actually had a very long running track record of doing this. Dr. Strangelove is probably his most superficial attempt at this. You've got an American general believing the water supply is being poisoned, false flag attacks on the mainland, Nazis taking over positions of power and influence in the U.S., aka Operation Paperclip, a pretty zany Werner von Braun proxy, and these elites nuking the world so that they can repopulate it for their underground bunkers with the help of their harems. If you go study his film The Shining, there's a whole meta-narrative in that film about the gold standard and the ending the Fed. Yes, I'm serious. He talks about FDR, Woodrow Wilson, Fed bankers, and more. How long is this? And then, of course, Kubrick died after Eyes Wide Shut. Many of his fans long speculated he was killed by the Cabal because he was giving away all their secrets and exposing them to the world. I tend to lean in that direction too. Update. I forgot to mention the films of his I hadn't seen, Lolita and A Clockwork Orange. I know. I kind of required viewing, and I don't think his earlier work really fits this disclosure paradigm. So we're really talking about everything post 1962. Right here, PBQ. It's an anon. I knew it. Eyes Wide Shut is a fundamental. Kubrick is a fundamental. Q never mentions Kubrick, but everything points there. A Clockwork Orange, MK Ultra, Lolita, Ped Network in Hollywood, Eyes Wide Shut, Satanic Luciferian Networks, why the movie was cut and Kubrick was killed. Giddy right now? I effing knew it. Every anon. These three movies are required watching at this point. No mention of Full Metal Jacket in there, though. That's a very spooky film. He's doing a lot of things with ghosts in it, even though it's about Vietnam. I'm guessing it's about ritual satanic abuse and the creation of disassociation entities in the mind as a survival mechanism. Oh my God, man. Neon Revolt, you're amazing. The movie is split into two parts. Training, where Private Pyle is on the receiving end of a nonstop abuse to such an extent that he ends up killing his instructor and then himself. And then the war half, where these soldiers, now turned into program killers, are let loose on the world. Joker in particular struggled with this dehumanization and is haunted the whole time. This comes to a head when he is asked by the Vietnamese sniper to shoot her. It looks like Kubrick is presenting suicide as the only logical way out, because it's ultimately the only effect rejection of this psychosexual violent paradigm. It's essentially the only way to present to opt out, as it were. The ones choosing to die are choosing not to play the game by the rules of the violent anymore. The only alternative is to become a ruthless, dehumanized killer and obtain that 1,000-yard stare. And make it the cover featuring Joker's helmet with the word "Born to Kill" on it, all the more poignant. Yes, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense, and it even implicates the corrupt media in the process. But that's all kind of interesting. Side trail back to Q. Now Q is now directly tying Nexium, Schneiderman, Hussein to Pizzagate. And I did see this article earlier, yesterday at the time of this writing. I had to pause for a moment at the headline. White House watch. Pompeo says Trump has eyes wide open on North Korea. He's taunting them again. I love it. Remember, future events. Read, Intel trip to North Korea will make heads roll. Pompeo is not the most senior official to have been there. A former president was there just a short while ago searching for a new handler, presumably. Would it blow your mind if I told you Barack Obama has been to North Korea and perhaps there now? When Q says heads will roll, he means it. North Korea is a major human trafficking site. They move kids from Asia through there. Remember the garden pigs? Remember this? Flowers and Gardens. Learn the hidden symbolism. Applied in Social Science magazine, Slave Gardens. What does a flower represent? What does deflower represent? It's not a stretch to say that the cabal was running North Korea, obtaining children from other Asian nations, trafficking them through North Korea into the U.S. through hubs and organizations like the Standard Hotel and Nexium. Who will be next? I don't know. I really hope Wormy Adam Schiff, hopefully John Legend too, but I'm excited to find out. Watch New York City, watch California. We're about to see some major honeypots exposed and purged, I think. One last thing I want to add before I log off. Anon came up with an anagram theory regarding the pickle drop last night. I think it's very plausible. Okay, so let's look in. Can I zoom in on this? I think it's very plausible. So it says, Marie Rothschild of the elite Rothschild family, stag's head with diamond tears. With diamond tears. Deer, stag, animal. Think Iron Eagle anagrams. Iron Eagle equals eager lion. So we look here to here. The elk, the fallow deer, and the chital, and the including the reindeer, the roe deer, and the moose. Think anagrams. Pickle equals elk pick equals plus plus. Pickle down here, pickle down here. Who controls elected leaders? Who do elected leaders report to? Will Iran expose the names of the corrupt officials the Rothschilds control, corrupted, and are reported to by elected leaders and officials? So do you see what he's doing here? Pickle, elk, pick. Think Iron Eagle anagrams. Iron Eagle equals eager lion. Oh, you're right. How could I leave without posting this clip of the Punisher taking down elites at a fancy dinner? Disclaimer, blood, guts, violence, gore, etc. But just imagine Rudy Giuliani's face over Ray Stevenson's face and putting like Bill, Hillary, and Obama's faces all over the bad guys. Boom. North Korea, or excuse me, new QAnon, the Great Awakening. So yeah, that's more from Neon Revolt. I told you it was a good one. This guy never misses. You know, he touched on some things that really hit home for me, and makes me like him even more. So anyways, you know, if you've never been to neonrevolt.com, you know, go over there and check it out because it's really interesting. He's really smart, and he's telling the truth. So if you found it informative, this video, and you enjoyed it, please subscribe and hit me with a thumbs up. I'll probably talk to you guys tomorrow sometime, Friday. And anyways, have a good night. Be safe out there. Love one another. Take care of one another. Bye.